Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that many people, especially within the Christian community, find a bit complex: wealth. Is it okay for Christians to be wealthy? What does the Bible actually say about creating wealth? These are important questions, and the answers might surprise you. The Bible is filled with practical wisdom, not just for our spiritual lives, but for our financial lives as well. So, let's explore some key biblical principles of wealth creation that every Christian should know. First and foremost, we have to start with our mindset. The Bible teaches that God is the ultimate owner of everything. Psalm 24:1 says, "The earth is the Lord's, and everything in it, the world, and all who live in it." This principle is foundational. When we understand that everything we have is ultimately a gift from God, it shifts our perspective from ownership to stewardship. We're not owners, we're managers. Our role is to wisely and faithfully manage the resources God has entrusted to us, whether they are few or many. This stewardship mindset frees us from the anxiety of possession and encourages us to use what we have for a greater purpose. It's not about how much we have, but how we manage what we've been given. The second principle is the value of hard work and diligence. The book of Proverbs is packed with wisdom on this. Proverbs 10:4 says, "Lazy hands make for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth." This isn't just a suggestion. It's a recurring theme. God designed work to be a good and productive part of our lives. It's a way for us to use our talents, contribute to society, and provide for ourselves and our families. The Bible doesn't promise a get-rich-quick scheme. Instead, it honors consistent, honest effort. Think of the parable of the talents. The servants who were rewarded were the ones who put their master's money to work. They were diligent. So, if we desire to build wealth in a way that honors God, it starts with a commitment to working hard and doing our work with excellence, as if we are working for the Lord Himself. Next, let's talk about wisdom and knowledge. Simply working hard isn't always enough. We need to work smart, too. Proverbs 24:3-4 paints a beautiful picture. By wisdom a house is built, and through understanding it is established. Through knowledge its rooms are filled with rare and beautiful treasures. In a financial context, this means we need to seek knowledge and understanding about managing money. This involves budgeting, saving, investing, and avoiding debt. It means being lifelong learners. The Bible encourages us to seek counsel. Proverbs 15:22 says, "Plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors they succeed." Don't be afraid to learn from financial experts, read books, or take courses. Gaining financial literacy is a key part of stewarding our resources wisely. God gives us minds to think and reason, and applying them to our finances is an act of worship. This brings us to our fourth principle, the power of saving and investing. Many people live paycheck to paycheck, but the Bible offers a different path. Proverbs 21:20 tells us, "The wise store up choice food and olive oil, but fools gulp theirs down." This is the essence of saving. Setting aside a portion of our income for the future instead of consuming everything we earn. Saving provides a buffer for emergencies and creates opportunities for the future. But the Bible also talks about putting our resources to work, which is the core of investing. Remember the parable of the talents again? The servant who buried his talent was rebuked. The ones who invested and multiplied their talents were praised. Responsible investing is a way to make our money grow over time, creating more resources that can be used for good. It's about planting seeds today so we can have a harvest tomorrow. Now, a crucial principle that underpins all the others is integrity. How we make our money matters just as much as how much we make. Proverbs 16:8 says, "Better a little with righteousness than much gain with injustice." God despises dishonest scales and fraudulent dealings. Our business practices, our work ethic, and our financial transactions must all be above reproach. We are called to be a light in the world, and that includes our financial lives. Being honest, paying our taxes, fulfilling our contracts, and treating our employees and customers fairly are non-negotiable. Wealth gained through dishonest means is ultimately a curse, not a blessing. True, lasting wealth is built on a foundation of integrity and a good name, which Proverbs says is more desirable than great riches. The sixth principle is a game changer: generosity. This might seem counterintuitive. How can giving money away help you create wealth? but it's one of the most profound financial principles in the Bible. Luke 6:38 says, "Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together and running over, will be poured into your lap." The Bible teaches a principle of sowing and reaping. When we are generous with what God has given us, He promises to be generous in return. This isn't the prosperity gospel that promises a 100-fold return on every dollar. It's about a heart posture. A generous heart trusts God as the source of all provision. It breaks the grip of greed and materialism. Generosity keeps money in its proper place, as a tool, not a master. And as we give, we participate in God's work in the world, which is the greatest return on investment we could ever hope for. Principle number 7 is to avoid the trap of debt. Proverbs 20:2-7 gives a stark warning. The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. Debt can be a heavy burden that limits our freedom and our ability to be generous. While the Bible doesn't forbid all borrowing, it consistently warns against its dangers. The goal should always be to owe no one anything, except the continuing debt to love one another. This requires discipline and patience. It means living within our means, delaying gratification, and being content with what we have. If you're currently in debt, creating a plan to become debt-free should be a top priority. It's a powerful step toward financial freedom and peace. 8. We must have a long-term perspective. The Bible often speaks of inheritance and leaving a legacy for future generations. Proverbs 13:22 says, "A good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children." This encourages us to think beyond our own immediate needs and desires. Building wealth biblically is not about getting rich overnight. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It involves making wise decisions consistently over a long period of time. This long-term view helps us ride out market fluctuations without panic and stay focused on our goals. It's about building something sustainable, something that can bless not only our own lives, but the lives of our family and community for years to come. Finally, and most importantly, we must find our contentment in God, not in wealth. This is the safety rail that keeps all the other principles in balance. 1 Timothy 6:6-10 is a powerful reminder. But godliness with contentment is great gain. For the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. Notice it's the love of money, not money itself, that is the problem. Wealth is a tool. It can be used for incredible good or for destructive evil. The key is our heart's attitude. If our security, identity, and happiness are tied to our bank account, we're on dangerous ground. But if our ultimate joy and contentment are found in our relationship with Christ, then wealth becomes just another resource we can use to glorify Him. So, to recap, the biblical path to wealth involves recognizing God's ownership, working diligently, seeking wisdom, saving and investing, acting with integrity, being generous, avoiding debt, having a long-term view, and finding our ultimate contentment in God. These principles work together to create a holistic and healthy approach to finance. It's not about chasing riches for the sake of a lavish lifestyle. It's about faithfully stewarding the resources God gives us to provide for our families, to be a blessing to others, and to advance His kingdom in the world. This is a vision for wealth that is not only achievable, but is also deeply fulfilling and eternally significant. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this has been encouraging and has given you a new perspective on what the Bible says about wealth. If you found this helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content like this. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Which of these principles stood out to you the most? God bless, and I'll see you in the next video.